Yeah.
Oh, we're back, everybody. Did you do the yeah
Sure.
right before? Okay. You seem to be in too good a mood, so I'm gonna bring that down
All right.
right off the gate. So
you're the opposite of a therapist, is what I'm hearing.
yes.
You're a bully.
So the GOAT, Tom Brady, right?
Okay.
Who we all know and love. I know most people hate him. So my boy Tom Brady was at Jeff Bezos' wedding, right?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a very star-studded event. And he was dancing with Sydney Sweeney.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's turning into Tom Cruise.
The GOAT's got one more championship in him. That's all I mean. Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think he's turning into Tom Cruise.
What's Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise is like stereotypically known, or not well known in Hollywood for dating the like new hot young actresses, and sounds like Tom Brady doing the same thing. And they both look kind of similar
to a point, but the more the one with the more offensive ones, I would get. I don't know. It's up to them because everybody's of consent, but. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, his is definitely worse.
Yeah, like if they're 20, if they're 25 and up, no.
Yeah,
25 and below, he's all in.
Yeah,
I would presume to 18, but
you don't know. It's Hollywood.
Yeah, it's Hollywood.
He was the Wolf of Wall Street.
Well, there was the Diddy parties, So.
Welcome to the Diddy party.
Yeah, which I'm not saying that he ever went or attended.
But he went and he attended.
Yeah. Like anybody's gonna hear this or I get sued, but
I don't think anybody's cared about us.
Well, it's like so Tom Brady, getting all he did was dance with her, but that was enough to make a buzz, right?
And
then his old coach Belichick has that like 20-some-odd-year-old girlfriend, and he's like, I think he's like 70, or 65. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah,
like he's up there.
Isn't like Dick Van Dyke's still alive, right?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure he is. Hey Siri, is Dick Van Dyke still alive?
Dick Van Dyke was born the 13th.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Really?
Born 1925, and he's still alive.
Good Lord.
He's 99. I remember he's got a really young wife too, like 30.
I mean,
and he's 99.
Yeah, you sure that's not a nurse?
Just keeping him alive.
Yeah. Like, okay.
Isn't that crazy that Dick Van Dyke's still alive?
Yeah, that is nuts. It wasn't even that funny.
So this is completely extra sidetrack. This is the camp out. I was watching this podcast it was Theo Vaughn's podcast. And he was interviewing Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, it was really good. And it got me thinking of Arnold. And I was looking at videos of like what he looks like now. What's he doing?
Yeah.
It's so weird seeing like basically Superman like almost fall over from a gust of wind.
Yeah.
Like he is so old now.
Yeah, but like that was like my generation is like Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
He was Conan the Barbarian, the Terminator, like he was the action hero.
Didn't Conan come out before you were born?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like 75, I think, something like that. Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's 75, but it was pretty damn old.
Yeah. But I was like, that's literally all I had. We were at work the other day, and I went and took a dump, on the clock. Got to do it.
Oh, yeah. If you do that for 20 minutes every day, that equates to a week's worth of paid vacation a year.
Paid vacation on the toilet?
Yeah.
But, I was sitting there, right? And I was watching TikTok, and it was like, have you ever seen the like hell yeah edits on TikTok?
Do what?
We're podcasting.
Sorry, I was reading something.
The one you have one job. So have you ever seen the hell yeah edits on TikTok?
No, I guess not.
Well, it's just these. You know what edits are on TikTok?
Mhm.
So these, I'm assuming guys, that's targeted towards men, making these edits of just random pop culture shit that's just hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you got Transformers, you know, Fast and Furious, Marvel, like just all the hell yeah moments in movies, you know. And they did one where it was all like the most badass characters ever, like Terminator, John Wick, Chuck Norris, you know, that kind of thing. And I was thinking, like, who are like your top 3 most badass people ever? Like characters, people themselves. Like who has the most? I guess the younger generation will call it aura. Who's the most badass?
So, like, when I was growing up, like, when
In general, from like birth to now, who do you consider the top 3 most badass people?
I mean, that's a tough one. Like, I seriously would have to break it up into different things because, you know, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, like he was definitely top 3
Yeah.
then, but not now.
Well, you can pick time period. Like,
You know, I mean, for me growing up, like the big 3 was, dear Lord, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and Jean-Claude Van Damme. That was our big 3.
Mhm.
You know, they were like very much the last of the action stars.
Yeah.
You know, like even like I mean, like John Wick is an action movie. Right?
Yeah.
It's an action movie franchise, but it's still kind of grounded in reality.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, like Rambo, you know, Terminator, you know, all that, it was like it wasn't about like who gives a shit about the story. How big of an explosion can we get?
Yeah.
You know, Transformers was like that, but we didn't, you know, like
You guys missed that basically.
well,
You missed the good Transformers movies.
Transformers to me is like the actual last action movie because it was just about explosions and this, that, and the other. You know, it was
And Megan Fox.
but like it was that's all it was just yeah, there was a story kind of, you know, it didn't make no sense, but yeah, it's there. But look at this explosion.
Yeah.
You know,
So you would have to think about it.
yeah.
I've got mine right off the get.
Well, I gave you my top 3 for
back
when
then.
I was younger.
Yeah.
You know, now,
I'm going all time, like just all together.
Okay.
I think top 3 badass people. The reason I brought it up because Arnold Schwarzenegger is my top dog.
Okay.
Preferably like late 80s, early 90s Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
But he's top dog. You got John Wick, like 5 years ago, John Wick. And then I was thinking on the last one, either the Italian guy that's in like every mobster movie. What's his name? He's in Goodfellas, Godfather.
Talking about Joe Pesci?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Joe Pesci?
Yeah, like I need to rewatch him movies.
No.
I mean, he did have aura.
The one that's with Joe Pesci and like everything.
Robert De Niro?
Yeah, Robert De Niro is number 3. Robert De Niro is my guy.
For action stars?
No, I'm just like in my head. Who are the most badass people you can think of?
Oh.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, John Wick, and Robert De Niro.
All right.
That's what I got.
All right. I never would have seen the Robert De Niro coming.
Well, I'm fighting Robert De Niro with like Shia LaBeouf. Like they're real close for me. Yeah, Shia LaBeouf.
Why?
Shia LaBeouf's the shit, man. My generation loved Shia LaBeouf.
You can make an argument on the quality if you were talking about Shia LaBeouf and Joe Pesci. You know, but,
well, that's why Robert De Niro won. Come on.
I mean, like the greatest aura farmers, I guess. Brad Pitt.
Okay, all right.
He's done everything.
I think the only thing he was cool in was Fight Club, but
Fight Club, Legend of the Falls.
Never seen it.
That you, bruh.
Yeah.
Like
I've seen almost no Brad Pitt movies.
so Legend of the Falls is like it's kind of so it's not nothing to do. I'm gonna say it's like Forrest Gump, but it's completely different from Forrest Gump, like
okay.
story wise.
So it's white, but it's also black.
Right.
Okay.
So there's romance scenes, there's funny scenes, there's war scenes. You know, like there's everything in this movie. Like they took everything, put it into one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's real dramatic scenes. Like he did great in it. Like it's a fantastic movie. I recommend anybody. If you haven't watched it, then life is a little off. If you haven't,
Okay.
like it helps complete it.
Okay. Well, let's go back. You said Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Yeah. I just glazed the fuck out of Brad Pitt. And he's from Springfield, Missouri. So, like, you have to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The best place. No.
Yeah, I went to Kickapoo High School. I don't know who the hell named their high school Kickapoo, but.
Probably someone. Never mind.
Let's see. Brad Pitt. Yeah, I want to say Keanu Reeves, but I mean, after John Wick, well, even now, I guess he's kind of up and down. You know, like he was awesome in Point Break.
Okay.
Bill and Ted, you know,
I thought he was pretty good in
Bill and Ted's funny, but you know, he's just playing a character.
Yeah.
You know, he's just
that's kind of his job.
Well, yeah, but like there was like every actor has like a signature kind of deal. Like this is how they act. But so no, I can't say him. So
like Dwayne Johnson is like brooding man bitch all the time.
I mean, the man part's kind of. I love The Rock back in his WWE days.
Yeah,
but
me and Emma were
just first few movies.
Yeah, me and Emma were just talking about we've seen this trailer for this movie coming out.
Yeah,
like man, this looks good, and then The Rock shows up and we're like, fuck, this is gonna suck.
Yeah, whenever he started acting like LeBron James, that's whenever I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm the LeBron James of acting. No, the fact you're not, dude.
Like there was that Christmas movie a couple years ago.
Oh, sorry, it just popped in my head. Denzel Washington. That's boy.
Will Smith got more than him.
Well, fuck you.
No. You seen I Am Legend?
Yeah,
he's that guy.
Yeah, you seen Man on Fire?
No.
Crimson Tide?
No.
Okay, so you haven't done the research. I've seen Will Smith movies and I've seen Denzel Washington movies. Denzel Washington kicks the fuck out of Will Smith.
I actually, like, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever seen a single Denzel Washington movie.
Yeah, Equalizer.
No. I'm being serious. I don't think I've seen anything with him in it.
American Gangster?
No. You want to hear something even worse?
What we doing here, man?
So you know how I've been like reading and whatnot, like reading books.
Yeah, stop that shit. Watch some Denzel movies. Quit being a nerd.
Well, listen, you're gonna hate me so much more. So I finished this last book I was reading, and I was trying to find another book I wanted to read, and I was like, okay, what movie started as a book that I haven't seen yet? So I ordered The Hobbit. I've never seen The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, any of it. The movies, never seen a single one of them.
Oh, you have.
Don't remember a single part of any of it.
No.
I remember Dumbledore smacking his head on a chandelier because it was in a movie or in a TikTok clip. But that was it. Not Dumbledore, Gandalf.
I was gonna say, what the fuck did you just say to me? Oh my god, I almost went over this table.
Well, in my head, like memory, I've never seen Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, any of it.
Yeah, they babysat you for a while. Yeah, and I'd watch it whenever you were younger.
I figured that would have bothered you more. I don't remember ever watching a single one of them. Like, since my memory has started as a person, I've never seen it.
They're great movies.
Well, that's what I've heard. But I wanted to read the book first because I've been looking for a new book to start. So I was like, I'm going to start with The Hobbit. Then I'm going to watch The Hobbit. Then I'm going to read Lord of the Rings, the first one. And then I'll watch Lord of the Rings. That's what I was trying to do with Harry Potter, but I've already seen all the movies, so it made it really hard to read the books.
So I like it. I like it in reverse. Like I would rather watch the movies first and then read the book.
Really?
Yeah. So
I would like to watch what came first, watch it in release order, and then chronological.
okay. So if you start off like you read the book first, right?
Yeah.
You read The Hobbit, right? And there's this great scene in there in the movie, and you have it so vividly in your mind, the scene, and it's awesome and it's epic. And then you watch the movie and you're like, where the fuck's that scene?
Yeah.
So now you're disappointed, right?
Yeah.
And you have the vision of what the characters should look like in your head already, right?
Well, I already know what all the characters look like.
Right.
So whenever I'm going reading the book, I'm imagining like the characters.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is if you watch the movie and the scene that you don't know about isn't in there, and then you read the book, and then it's like you're watching an extended movie in your head.
Yeah.
Like you can vividly see the actors and the scene and all that, and it's just expanded through that.
Okay.
So that's what I like to do it that way. Watch the movie, then read the book.
Yeah.
So that's just me though.
Well, I've tried doing it that way, and I can't do it. I've watched all the Harry Potter movies, and I tried reading the first book, couldn't get all the way through it because I was like, I don't remember any of this stuff happening. What's going on? I don't. They should be doing this right now. What I just I got too messed up.
You probably kept on envisioning Star Wars.
Yeah,
That's all Harry Potter is.
Yeah,
I love that
you
argument.
said that before. Yeah,
I know. I love that argument so much.
It's true, but it's also ridiculous.
I mean, is there anything wrong with that? No.
I feel like there is something wrong with it.
I mean, all the author did was take the premise, like the structure,
Yeah, like orphan child.
Well, every building's made the same, right?
Yeah.
But they all look different on the outside.
Yeah.
But you take away everything on the outside and just have the frame, every building is the same. Every house is the same. It's all set up the same way and all that. Just some people paint it different colors, some people use different textures. Some people do hardwood, some people do carpet.
Yeah.
That's all the whole movie industry is just like
everything's been reused so many times.
Yeah, like I know people always get upset about the like remakes of movies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's only so many ideas.
Yeah.
Like if we sat here and we like just, like, all right, we're going to think of a movie and we came up with a movie and everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's already been done.
Just the people that listen to us can be like, yeah, that was Critters 2, came out in 1981.
Yeah.
Like,
that's Tremors.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm glad I'm not a writer in Hollywood.
You think we should try and do make up an idea for our own movie?
Yeah, we don't want to tell nobody in case it's actually good and we can sell it.
Well, we can make up a really good one later, but let's do one now. I feel like it'd be entertaining. Man, what is wrong with you?
Well, look, I want. I want. I want to.
I live such a hard life. I have to go back to the fields tomorrow. I don't know if I have the energy.
I want to make one up, but just how many pauses and you're like, let's think about that. We're gonna have a solid 20 minutes of crickets.
Yeah.
So we do that bad enough anyway. Anyway, see what's the next thing we can talk about. I was thinking, the Liver King and Joe Rogan. I don't know if you've happened to see any of that going on.
Liver King and Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
I think maybe hints of it. They got some kind of beef going on.
No, I think Liver King has some beef. It must be beef liver.
Yeah.
It's right there. Honestly, I think he's clout chasing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he fell off. Because
he fell off whenever he got exposed for steroids or testosterone, whatever it was.
His steroids. Oh, well, I'm sure it was a whole cocktail of shit.
Yeah. No, who knows?
right now he's got this weird thing going on. Like if you watch the videos, he's got one eye dilated and one eye not. Yeah, it's weird. Like it's like he cracked out half. But
Wow.
like he's like in one video he's like scooting around like an ape.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm all like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Fight me, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Choke me out. I'll like it. It's like, bro, like we can't be fighting if you like mid chub. Like,
You gotta take it down a couple notches there, dog.
yeah, but he's lost his fame. He's lost his followers. He's lost pretty much all his money. I'm sure he's just living off savings. He has no sponsors, and he's trying to get back in the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd get that bad. I mean, let's say we got famous, which
Yeah.
we're not, but if we did, do you think you'd be addicted to that? Or do you think you could just walk away if, like, oh, okay, people don't like us no more?
It depends on how long we were famous for. Because I think at some point it would become like normal for me that I would have a hard time breaking away from it. But if our fame only lasted, as long as Liver King, like 2 months, I'd be fine.
He was making money off of it for a while. He became like mainstream, not very long, but
well, I mean, if I was making money from it, I'd probably have a hard time with that. Just because of the, like this is my job now. I just got to work, or else I can't afford, 15 tons of liver every week.
Yeah. I think the steroid thing didn't piss me off nearly as much as the fact that he wasn't eating like the actual diet that he was saying.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what his deal is. It's pretty crazy. Like just holding on that tight to something that no one really cared about. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading about us on ChatGPT.
Reading about what? Liver King?
No, the camp out.
Oh, what does ChatGPT have to say about us?
So I took a picture of our logo.
Yeah.
And
like, what can you tell us about this company or what?
Yeah, it was like, tell me about the podcast. And the show title, The Camp Out, is available on Spotify and features relaxed, open-hearted chats. It's described as father and son just talking about the world.
That's what the description says for yeah.
There are also mentions on social media platforms, Instagram, etc., using the handle The Camp Out Podcast, which suggests episodes involving personal anecdotes, light humor, and relatable content.
Well, that's cool. ChatGPT knows about it.
Yeah. Oh, it even says where to look.
It gives links?
Uh-oh. Yeah. Did you make an Instagram account?
No.
Somebody did.
We have an Instagram account.
Wait a second.
What you talking about? What is
it says we do.
Hold on.
Also shares episode teasers or behind the scene bits. Or no, it don't. No, the fuck it don't.
Oh, there's another group of people that have the same name, the Camp Out Podcast. But they started theirs July 15th, 24. We're ahead of them, dude. We're fine. Yeah, they copied us.
Posers.
Yeah, and it's like this. I don't know how to not say this controversially.
No, that didn't don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, let's err on the side of caution here.
That's what their little logo looks like. This little feminine male person and his girlfriend. As long as that's what they are. I don't know. We can't assume anymore.
Yeah, you're making shots here.
I'm sure the podcast is great.
Yeah, I'm sure they have. Hell, they're probably getting paid. So
they're not. What else do we have to talk about?
You mentioned something about Dukes of Hazzard. I don't know what you're talking about.
So, in this little town in Kentucky, let me tell you a story real quick. Okay. The other day, in this little town in Kentucky, they had some kind of like festival going on thing or celebration of the town in some way.
A testicle festival.
Something like that. I'm not
Okay.
sure. But the townspeople decided to set up a Dukes of Hazzard stunt. And right in the middle of town, they have
Oh,
had
God.
this historic water fountain for years. I'm sure it looks like it's been there for years. So they dyed the water blue, so you can see like it's this big, perfect looking
Mhm.
water fountain, and they put a ramp in front of it. And they take a full blown replica car, like the flag on top, orange numbers, it looks like perfect.
Mhm.
And they send it over this water fountain. It goes straight through the water, big splash, and then just slams right in the middle of town square right on the road, and like crashes and like blows out all the suspension, and it like comes to a stop, and everybody's like, and it's just this beautiful car that was just so amazing.
Yeah.
And it's now completely obliterated for one little 10-second stunt
Yeah.
in this little who gives a shit town square, completely ruined. But there's several videos of it. Cool as hell. Don't get me wrong. I watched the video like 10 times. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Why'd you gotta ruin the car, man? That car, like, it was a legit Charger too. Like, that car was at least like $50,000.
Well,
And you just, right, like, what is wrong with you?
well, you said this was Kentucky?
Yeah, it was
Correct?
Kentucky.
All right. I
The home
think
of fried chicken and bad decisions.
I think that kind of speaks for itself. Like, why would you do that? Well, it was Kentucky.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're not Florida, but
They're trying, apparently.
did you hear Trump pardon a guy in Florida? Because I started paying attention whenever it said Florida man. I was like, oh, this is going to be fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was this guy who thought these poachers were catching or trapping sharks. I don't know how the fuck you trap a shark, but
Florida man,
but he went in and freed them. But these people were actually permitted to get the sharks.
Yeah.
But he didn't know that. So like
so he just went and released a bunch of sharks.
he went and released a bunch of sharks that they had caught.
Yeah.
And he got put in jail for that. He thought he was doing something right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't.
Poacher stealing like animals like that. Yeah, that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm not into the whole poacher thing. Like, I mean, it's kind of that's a gray line kind of deal. Like I think you should be free to hunt, but like I don't. It's bullshit. We have to get a fishing license, right?
Yeah.
Why? Why do I need a contract with the government to fucking fish?
Yeah.
But at the same time, then you get people that overfish and all that. So okay, whatever. But anyway, so this guy just went and did what he thought was right and got put in jail, and then Trump pardoned him.
Yeah.
But he probably did the same thing I did whenever, he's in the title Florida man. Like, what the hell happened? So.
Who got shot? What happened?
But yeah, speaking, going back to your, Dukes of Hazzard jump there. I went to the Demolition Derby in Lamar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Why'd they have it?
Well, it was at the Stomping Grounds in Lamar.
Okay.
Located behind the Travel Plaza. Little plug there.
Yeah, for someone that doesn't pay us. Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I mean, why'd they do it? Just
America.
Well, I mean, to make money.
Yeah.
I mean, why?
Why does anybody do anything?
Yeah. Why would anybody do anything any other? But yeah, I mean, they had some Demolition Derby guys come out, and there were some cool hits and stuff. I don't understand the rules of it.
Yeah.
But
is there?
Yeah, there's rules. Like they have a stick up by their driver door.
Yeah.
It's just a wooden stick. And whenever they reach up and grab it and break it, that means that they're done. Like they give up.
Okay.
Yeah, like
I know in some states or some, I don't know what is, if there's divisions or something. I've seen demolition derbies where they keep like a white flag on their car that they wave out.
Yeah, they'll do that. I mean, I'm sure that's on the bigger, you know, more prepared demolition derby cars.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, these were all like made to do it, but yeah, I know.
Like this weekend, though.
No. These guys were actually like on a circuit. They go to different towns and stuff and do this.
Okay.
They try to win. There's prize money and all that good shit. But
Okay.
what was it started out as cool. So I guess Lamar school district donated some old buses,
Yeah.
and they got some bus drivers from Lamar to drive the
Really?
school buses, and then they just start ramming into each other.
Really?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
But they kept it to where they were just backing into each other.
Yeah.
You know, and nobody was going like face first into anybody like the cars, but
Yeah.
you know, the cars, they would hit hard.
Yeah.
But there's
I've always wanted to do that.
a couple buses damn near flipped over. Like you seen them, like they started
Teetering?
Yeah, and they were blowing tires left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah, one guy he hit so much, like the back 2 rows were gone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and all he had was like this perfectly pointed bumper. And he goes hauling ass backwards and hits this guy, and that point goes up underneath the other guy's bumper.
Uh-huh.
So now his drive tires are off of the ground, and
Oh,
he
shit.
starts pulling them. Yeah, and I've seen that happen. And the cars did the same thing. This red car backs into this other car, and his bumper goes underneath the car, which picks that car up.
Yeah.
Then this other guy backs into the red car,
Uh-huh.
and his bumper goes under his front bumper. So then this guy was picked up, and this guy was picked up in the middle, and then this guy was able to like start pulling both of them. Yeah, but it was neat. It's a. Have you ever been to the stomping grounds?
I was there for a monster truck show a couple years ago.
Isn't it kind of weird having that in Lamar?
Yeah.
Like
It's weird having something good in this area.
Yeah,
like
I'm not saying
like
don't
an
have it.
event to do.
Yeah,
You know, we don't really have events around here.
yeah. Usually you have to drive like an hour to go
At
do
least
something.
to go do anything.
You know, and is it like, you know, is it top tier? I think the facility's top tier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the bleachers are good, the grounds are good. Like all
A
that's
couple
good.
years ago, the parking was kind of off, but that was right when they opened, so I'm sure they figured it out perfectly fine.
No, not yet. but yeah, I mean, it's pasture parking. You know, like
Yeah.
you know,
Don't go when it's muddy, and
yeah.
unless you got a big old pickup truck.
But so what was funny is to me anyway, they have this so there's 2 different kinds of tickets you can buy. You can buy these tickets, or you can buy the VIP tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you're a very important person.
Yeah.
And all the VIP ticket gives you is closer parking, which that in itself is worth the price of admission.
Okay.
So then you get green bracelet, and then you get like middle row, middle of the bleachers. Like you don't have to go to the left or the right.
You get the nice spots.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice-ish spots.
yeah. I mean, I would like to have seen something a little more, you know,
Fancy
like,
schmancy.
yeah, like there are some bleachers on the other side of the stomping grounds, like, you know, and very few people were sitting there. It's like, fuck, that's where I want to be. I don't want to be around everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but still, there was plenty of room. I wouldn't feel too crowded.
Did you do the VIP tickets?
Yeah.
Okay. Big
Yeah.
pimping. All right.
But it was a great show. Like, I enjoyed it. I don't know, kind of look out for another event maybe.
Yeah.
Because I see him doing different events all the time, and
Yeah.
I never go because I'm like, hey, people.
Yeah.
But that wasn't too bad.
Okay.
So, what would you like to see go there?
To go to Lamar? The
Yeah.
stomping grounds?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to see some dirt track racing. I think they already do that, but I haven't seen it yet.
I don't know if they do dirt track. That's because there's a lot of embankments set up.
I don't know, but I know they did something around here similar. I don't know where it was at.
I've taken you to the dirt track before, right?
No,
Where?
no.
Thought we went when you were younger.
It had to have been before I had a memory. I've never gone in my life to any of them.
I remember. I'm pretty sure I took it because like you weren't interested in the race.
Then I probably didn't go
No,
because I feel like I would have been interested.
nah, you were like it was more about these. I want to say these fries.
Fries?
Yeah, yeah. I think I took you, but yeah, I mean you were pretty young.
Yeah.
I mean you had to be like 5 or 6. So, but God, we really ain't got much of anything today, do we?
No, not a whole lot.
I'm still so happy for Tom Brady. I don't know if
He's really pulling through for the gang.
he's the GOAT, yes, but I don't believe he is prepared to date into that generation. Because so dating's different,
Yeah.
dating was different for me than it was for you. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like,
We had texting,
well,
so we didn't have to pay for text.
okay, so take a girl on a first date. What's the cookie cutter?
Go to a movie.
Go to a movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Dinner
After.
after.
Depends on what time the movie is, either after or before. Yeah.
Which do you prefer?
I prefer before because right after I get out of a movie theater, I'm dog tired.
Yeah.
At best, I want to drive through at most. But, yeah, generally before.
Well, if it's a first date, like you don't really know them or
Yeah.
anything like that, I prefer the movie before and then the dinner after, because then at the very least, if you have nothing to talk about,
You don't have
you have
to.
the movie to talk about.
Yeah.
Like
That makes sense.
What'd you
Yeah.
think of the movie? Da da da, and then leads into something else.
Okay.
How much did it cost you to go on a first date?
Oh, well, first date. Go to dinner spot for dates was generally the Longhorn or Texas Roadhouse. And that generally ranges from like $80 to $100,
Mhm.
and then go to a movie. That's about $80 to $100. So I don't know, like $150 to $200.
Damn.
Well, that's how expensive shit is to do now.
First
A
date.
single ticket for adult is like $25 for a movie.
First date back in the day to like go all out for that age bracket for me,
Yeah.
like 40 to $50.
Yeah.
Then that was me putting gas in the car.
Yeah,
You
mine
know?
was excluding gas.
Yeah, like hey, I was putting gas in the pickup because $20 would fill it.
Yeah.
It was $5 for every quarter of a tank.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was like
Damn you, but Joe Biden.
it was like $40-$50.
Yeah.
So, what do you think would be different for your first dates compared to like my age first dates?
I think dates were better for your age group.
Why is that?
Well, I think that because like for my age group, generally you go on a date with someone after you've like had them on Snapchat, done phone calls,
Yeah.
got to know them at least a little bit. So whenever the date comes around, there's all this anticipation and it's really awkward,
Mhm.
But with like someone in your age group, if you like interested in a girl, like immediately go like after, of course you can't just walk up to a stranger, but like, hey, you want to go on a date? Sure. Then that's it until the date,
Mhm.
It kind of leaves I don't know, it leaves the mystery to it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like at my age, it's like I know exactly what we're going to do, what she likes, what I should order for appetizer, like I already know everything as I'm going into it.
Yeah.
And whether for you, it's kind of an adventure. You kind of figure it out as you go along, and that's kind of I guess the beauty in it. It's not cookie cutter. It's like
Yeah.
whatever you choose, whatever you find to be interesting.
Well, you're legit going out with a stranger. You know, like you don't know. I mean, you know them. You know, that's why you asked them out. You know, but you more likely asked them out because you thought they were pretty.
Yeah.
You know, and then you find out the rest later. Yeah. For us, like if our date went extremely well, you would like maybe hold hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you got a handheld, then you're like, oh shit, you
Mhm.
know, like I'm doing good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, some guys would, you know, kiss on the first date, some wouldn't, you know,
Yeah.
like it just kind of depended on the mood. I feel like with like all the connection that you guys have, like with the social media, the texting, you know, like being able to FaceTime, I feel like you guys skipped that part. Like, do you think like getting lucky on the first date was fairly average?
No.
No, it was pretty rare.
I've been on several dates, and I maybe once.
Yeah, but that's just you.
No, just once. Hey. All right.
No,
Someone's not being very nice today.
See, I remember once. Yeah, I remember once where our first date went like that.
Yeah.
And it was into my later, or not later, it was, no, it was later teens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, it was, no, it was mid teens. Never mind. Yeah. But,
I didn't
that
get lucky
ended,
on the first date till I was like out of high school.
yeah, that ended horribly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it was like, you know, we did that. I think she moved in like 2 days later,
Yeah.
you know, and then, yeah, it went horribly awry. So,
Hmm. What do you think dating's going to be like in like 15, 20 years?
I envision a headset. Like,
VR headset too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's going to get much cheaper because you're on a monthly subscription plan.
Yeah.
And you never really have to like. I mean, if she upsets you, you can just turn off your headset.
Yeah.
You know, or you know, if
Just
there's
leave the group chat.
if there's a red flag, you can have a software update to cure that. You know, but I think that's probably what's going to be. I mean, I think there'll still be people, you know, dating or whatever. But good lord,
Don't
dog. Sorry, Sydney's in here parkouring.
Hello.
You ever seen a dog embarrass itself? Oh man,
I have now.
that is why we should have video.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. Because so
She
just
should be our mask. If we have a mascot, she's it.
just a little update on the whole like video thing. You know, have bought some hardware for that. Now we got to do the software thing, figure that out with the mics, and then we can incorporate the cameras into it,
Yeah.
and then we should be done.
Bang.
It's a slow process. But anyway,
Bang.
with that being said, we need to have a Sydney cam now, just for embarrassing shit like that.
Yeah.
So
Sydney cam.
it's funny because she sits up here in a chair at the table.
Yeah.
You know, like if we gave her a mic, so she would probably be breathing really heavy into it like me. But
She's got lots to say too.
mm-hmm. Anyway, back to the dating of the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the dates will go like into the metaverse or whatever.
Okay.
You know, like I think that will be the first date.
That'd be really weird. I don't like that at all. Because like a first date being going to the movies has been that way for almost 100 years now.
Yeah, but you can go to the movies together in the metaverse already.
Yeah.
Like you can meet up at a virtual reality movie theater.
Yeah.
And it gives you the whole thing, like the seats in front of you, the not full screen, like you're not seeing like you know, like you're actually seeing a movie screen, like the curtains off to the left and right.
Yeah.
You know, it's in that kind of box format. Very weird.
Yeah.
So
I don't like it.
would you ever date somebody on that?
No. You kidding me?
Really?
Yeah.
You that old of a man already?
I'd rather be lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I have to get my like personal relationship of like, let's assume I get to your age, I'm single now,
Mhm.
and someone wants to go on a date in the metaverse, I'd rather be single. Like,
Yeah.
it's not even worth it for me. Like, you're not building a genuine connection with anyone. You're, I got on the game whenever I had free time. It's not like you have to put effort into it. You pushed a button and put on a headset. Like, it's not, doesn't take any amount of effort at all.
I mean, I can see if we were talking about like AI, but I mean, there would be, you would have to schedule it. You would have to.
Yeah, you send them a freaking invite, like, accept or decline.
Mhm.
There's no, like, hey, like, you have to actually walk up to someone, hey, would you like to go on a date? It's just it's just I just have to press this button and I'll be fine. Declines it, she declines it.
Yeah, but if it was like so let's say it was like specifically dating, right?
Okay.
And like you look on there and she's already online for the last hour.
Yeah.
She's obviously dating somebody else. That would be handy. I'm just saying. That would be handy.
You can turn on incognito mode and walk in on their date without her knowing.
Oh, dude.
That's so stupid.
Pick it up. Fix it up, Zuck.
You flip her plate of food without
Knock the table. Who the fuck's this?
Jared, how'd you know I was in here?
Oh my god, that would be great.
No, I think that would literally ruin any chance of human connection on this planet. That's why I think like social media and the metaverse and all that shit is stupid. Like, it's cool that we have the technology. Doesn't mean we should be using it. Just like with AI, like how advanced it's gotten, you can't tell what news is real and what's not. Like, cool that we have the technology. We still shouldn't be using it.
Well, I'm barely there. So, like people older than me, which have no concept of AI, they'll see something that I can see is clearly AI.
Yeah.
Like the guys that are getting tricked on Facebook, like, oh, look at my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm like, clearly that, dude, that's AI. Like, she got 6 fingers on that hand, 7 on the other one.
Yeah.
I can still tell that it's AI, but barely. Like, the next update that they have, I may not be able to tell. You still will.
No, I've already lost it.
Have you?
Like, there's obviously the cheap AI that's like, okay, that's very, very clearly like well, it's not cheap, but like the Sasquatch vlogging thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can tell that's clearly AI.
Well, because it's Sasquatch talking.
Well, yeah, but like even if it was a person, like I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
But like the one that news company, I had talked about it last week. The news company was like, "Hey, this was fake news," and they showed the fake news beforehand. I could not tell. Yeah. There was zero flaw in the whole thing. All 5 fingers, like all the words were exactly what they were supposed to be. Literally could not tell.
I mean,
and that's dangerous.
I love that the public has that technology at their fingertips to be able to do that. We are going to get drastically restricted soon.
I hope so.
But yeah, like, I mean, like you and me, if we really got into it, we could actually sit down and do like a whole movie pitch. Like we were talking about, like making up a movie, right?
Yeah.
We could actually
make the movie happen through AI.
Yeah, for the most part, right? And then that would be our selling point to, Hollywood or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
this is our mock-up.
Yeah, and then they watch that, like, okay, I understand their concept.
Yeah.
And then you already got all your dialogue in there because AI will do that. It'll do that. It'll lip sync it. Makes it fluid, and you set up all kinds of stuff. But they're going to take that away because we got people, fucking making Obama do racist jokes and shit. Like, like it's It's I don't know. This is why I don't like people. Like this is why I stay away from most people is because it's like there are people that like see something like, oh, I'm gonna do good with it. Like not good like Mother Teresa, but like, yeah, I'm gonna make my vision come true and this, that, and the
Yeah.
other. And then there are people like, yeah, let's see if we can get people in a panic and like start riots and
Yeah.
like because I don't like Trump or some shit.
Yeah. And I could see in the future if they wanted to, like, say NBC,
Hmm.
a news company, they wanted to save money and still make as much as possible, right? They could use the same AI that that person used and just make all their broadcasters through AI. They can just
Yeah.
type in the script, do it, and it could be one guy on a laptop every day and make as much money as that entire company does.
Well, I mean, the AI has already gone into the film industry to where it's kind of cut out, some background actors and stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
and added background actors.
yeah, like they don't have to hire real people to do that
Yeah,
because AI can just make it. Because I mean, it's so, it, like you don't even notice them. Like you don't look at it. You're looking at the main actors,
yeah,
and whoever might be in the foreground. But then you ain't gonna get no, you know, classic blunders like in Teen Wolf. Whenever at the end of the movie, like the guy stands up and his fly's unzipped.
yeah,
Like you don't get any of that. You don't get in Gladiator whenever he's like rallying the soldiers and he like holds up his like everybody like throws their arm in the air and then you can see clearly a fucking digital watch.
yeah,
Yeah, you don't get any blunders like that with AI.
yeah,
I mean, well, I mean you do now, but
yeah,
like people they still haven't figured out like the morphing thing and consistent characters, but the high end shit that
yeah,
Hollywood would have and already have is perfect. Like you can't tell the difference.
yeah. Like animators,
Hmm.
painters, all kind. Every version of what you could call an artist is now going to be dead because
Well,
you don't need it anymore.
so do you remember Nightcrawler and like the original X-Men's like an X2?
Yes.
That so him to be in makeup was like I think it was like 4.5 hours
Yeah.
for him to get made
Covered
up.
in blue and
Yeah,
yeah.
made this character. It was like torture.
Yeah.
Same thing with like Jim Carrey and the Grinch.
Yeah.
It's like torture. He actually went like was trained by somebody that was in the CIA that was anti torture methods. So like how to get through torture.
Oh.
Yeah. He like learned from him to be able to get suited up for the Grinch. Like
Yeah.
you have to put your head in a certain place. But anyway, so it took him 4.5 hours before. It only takes him 45 minutes now
Yeah.
because of AI, and computer generated stuff.
Yeah.
He's able to do all of that with less.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, there's great qualities in it.
I think there's a lot more worse qualities though. I think the worst outweighs the good.
Yeah. Well, like that one guy proposed to his AI, and the AI said yes.
Yeah.
Like, and the AI remembers,
Yeah.
and like, because they were doing an interview, and the interviewer was talking to the AI. I forget. I think it was Soul, SOL.
Okay.
I think that was the AI, and the AI like accepted the proposal, and
Huh.
he's going to try to marry this AI.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I
It's
don't.
turning into Blade Runner.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, who knows if that's the next evolution of like love and shit, where everybody gets crafted their perfect someone.
I hope not.
I hope not too. My favorite thing's the flaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things that like annoy me.
Yeah.
Those are the greatest parts.
I think there's an argument for that. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I could
so
also go without, but
well, like
without all of them. But if I went without some of them, I would go without all of them. So having some is better than none.
yeah.
Flawless.
Well, could you imagine? Um, like dating a girl that like never pushed back at all. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like just let you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know, like and everything's fine.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Why would
But
it suck?
what?
Like, I
When,
get it, but explain.
whenever you play, whenever you play video games on easy, are you satisfied whenever you win?
Not as much as I would have been if it was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the person, you know. But like, I like playing games on like the harder difficulty
Uh-huh.
because you know, like it's difficult. Not many people do it, and like it's frustrating to lose, yeah, but it's also motivating for me. So I keep trying, and then whenever I do get it, man, I get a just big hit of dopamine. You
Yeah.
know, like I'm like, oh, you know,
To
and
me, it depends on the game. Some games I'm like, no, I want this to be as easy as possible because I just like the game. You know,
yeah,
like Spider-Man, the Spider-Man game that's by
yeah,
Insomniac. Won best game of the year. You know, one of the best games of all time.
mm,
It's one of my favorite games. I play it on the easiest mode every time. And it's strictly because I just want to enjoy like the story part. I don't want to try at all.
yeah,
I just want to lose myself in the experience of it
yeah.
and not have to go through any like ugh, you know.
Well, like the Gods of War franchise,
Yeah.
like I love the story in it.
Yeah.
So I just play it on normal.
Yeah.
You know, whenever I start, you know, God of War Ragnarok
Yeah.
was the last one I played, and played it through it on normal because to me the normal is easy,
Okay.
and then I could enjoy the story, I could enjoy the combat, you know, and all that good stuff. You know, I actually had to pay attention to what I
Yeah.
was doing,
Yeah.
and then after I was done with it, then I played through it on on the extreme or difficult or whatever it was.
Okay.
You know, because it's like, all right, you know, I kind of get the gist of it. I know what's up, but
Yeah.
you know, now could I don't know, maybe next game I'll start off like extremely difficult
Yeah.
and you know, play that as my norm. And,
Okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
So, but if Canton's still listening at this point, that's just how I got good at Madden is I would play on all Madden all the time.
You learned the family secret.
Yeah. And
I
then
never got good at it.
once I got used to the all Madden difficulty, then like playing other people wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
all right. Well, I think that's it for me. So
That's it for me.
all right, peace out.